I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, with precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Natives Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Natives Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella.
That's a nice dissolve right there.
I like that.
Hey, Tampa Native Show fans, welcome back to this, your Thursday night, 7 o'clock edition of the Tampa Native Show. And wow, look, we got the band back together again.
We sure
My
do.
far left there, my co-host.
Steve Canella.
And right here to my immediate left,
Sally Nunez.
how about
Welcome
that?
back. 15-minute girl.
Yeah, we've missed you, darling. We've missed you sitting right here, the rose between two thorns. And look
I
at
thought it
us.
was time to make an appearance.
Well,
One more
you-
time.
Wait.
Some of you
overdue.
might be asking at home, well, why are these people wearing sunglasses? I got to tell you, there's two reasons why we're wearing them, Stevie. One,
Well, one reason is the show's called Summer Hiatus.
That's right.
It's summertime. That's one reason.
and we're going on summer holidays.
Yes.
We sure are.
And we're ready.
Like a little mini
And the other
vacation.
must be
We all have pink eye.
we're ready. We're ready to join the witness protection program. We're going undercover, man. We're going on the low. And Steve, aka Steve McGarrett, today apparently
Steve McGarrett with his glasses on.
he's wearing his FBI specials. We're just having a great
Just the
time
facts,
here.
man.
We're,
Just the facts.
We're so happy to be with you again, and we know, tonight's show is very special for a lot of reasons. With almost 200 shows behind us currently,
Wow.
and that's
Hard to
really almost an
It's
amazing
amazing. It is
feat
amazing.
unto itself. 5 years, almost 5 years worth of production, and most of it nonstop. We had a little
Yes.
period there when we transitioned from Tampa Bay Community Network,
Right.
from TBCN, onto the internet, where we were off the air for a minute. And then when we came back, we kind of had about a 6-week period there. But since that time, Stevie, almost nonstop.
Well, you know what that's called? Commitment.
That
It
is
is
commitment.
very
Really,
good.
think about
And
it.
you know the difference between commitment and association. A chicken is associated. Chicken is associated with breakfast.
Right.
A pig is committed. If you know what I'm saying, you see the difference there.
course.
I'll give myself a bell ring on that.
That was
and
good.
and the word is an association. I'm going to get the right word on that. That's a joke. Committed. And anyway, let me just share with you. Let me just share with you that tonight's show is special for a lot of reasons. It's our last show of this season, and we're going to go on a little bit of a break. How long of a break, Stevie?
Well, just enough time to give us a little bit of breathing room.
Yes.
Kind of regroup, reformat. A little break to come back more fresh. Really.
That's right.
Refreshed.
I don't know the time frame, but we'll know soon.
And
When
you know
we're
what?
refreshed, we'll know.
We'll know, right? When we reset the dials and we come back bigger, badder, stronger than ever, we'll know.
Exactly.
Well, the truth of the matter is, homes get windows opened after winter and spring cleaning
You got
commences.
to air it all out.
Sometimes you've got to, as my mother-in-law would say, blow the stink off. And what we're trying to
did
do
say
here is
that.
we're going to regroup, we're going to reformulate. We shouldn't be bashful and shy about the fact that funding is always an issue.
Yes, it
So
is.
we got to go out
That's
and
true.
we got to go out and beat the bushes again and kind of regather some of our funding.
It's an opportunity really to reset the button.
Yes.
I like that.
The reset button, really.
I like it. Here we go.
There you go.
There's
Very
one for the
nice,
reset
Steve.
button. But we don't want to diminish the fact that we have had, this has been the joy of our lives. The last almost 5 years
Right.
has been the absolute joy of our lives. And we know that you guys have been experiencing the same things because as we go out in the community, it happened to me personally just this week. Last Thursday, I was at an event. Last Thursday, here we go. Last Thursday, I was at an event at the JCC, the Jewish Community Center in Carrollwood. Jody Simon, Brad Rose, they put together a wonderful fundraiser for a wall of fame that's going to be erected at the newly refurbished Fort Homer Hesterly Armory.
Oh,
and
nice.
that wall that's going to be put in place is going to be to honor and commemorate those wonderful
That's
wrestlers
wonderful.
that entertained us, that thrilled
From our
us,
youth, yeah.
our superheroes, those guys that before we knew, you know, what a superhero really was,
Exactly.
we
That's who they
worship
were.
those guys.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of our history too.
Tremendous part of our youth, our childhood.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to erect a wall there to commemorate those fellows. That was last
That's
Thursday.
great.
Now,
That's great.
what also happened last Thursday, Stevie?
Well, the Bolts.
Well, and we also lost. Who did we lose?
Oh,
last
oh
Thursday?
my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes.
On the same night
Of
that
all
we
things.
are
Huge.
celebrating, because
Huge
Gerald
impact.
Briscoe, Brian Blair, Al Perez, and Dory Funk, Terry Funk, all
Right.
of these Hall of Fame wrestlers are present, signing autographs at this fundraiser on the very same
Right.
day that we lose Dusty
How
Rhodes.
ironic.
Terribly so.
We lost a superhero.
But here's what I know. This show would not exist without those wonderful memories to commemorate, to celebrate, and that's what we do each and every week.
Right.
Tonight we're going to ask you, when we ask for your calls, to call in and share with us. Stevie, what are they going to share with us?
Well, share with us their favorite show
There you go.
of the last 5 years, basically 4.5 years.
And darling, what would they like to see us do going forward? Would you say that's a good...
Yes, that's a good idea.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea too.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so those are your marching orders. When we call, when we ask for your calls, call us, tell us your favorite show the last 3 or 4 years as you've been watching, and then what
And
you'd
maybe
like
we'll
to see us
share
do in the
ours.
future. I alluded to the Armory. When I went to the Armory on Friday morning to meet with and to kind of greet Ric Flair, who was there, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Does it get any bigger than
Who
Ric
doesn't
Flair?
know Ric Flair?
Ric Flair, I had a chance to peek in and see the Armory. The Armory currently is completely gutted. And if you go in there, you walk in there now,
Can't imagine what that
to the
must
walls. There's nothing at all inside. But they do have on easels there for you to see, for us to see that day, the schematics and the artist rendering of what they're going to build that back out to be. It's going to be spectacular. So those of us that will be able to use that
It's a
facility.
big change, that's for sure.
Huge change, huge change. Thank you, Brian Glazer, for donating $2.5 million to be able to refurbish that wonderful building. But what a
great.
part of our history that's going to be brought back out.
And preserved.
Yeah, and
As
preserved
it
for all
should
time.
be.
The reason I mentioned that is because when I was there on Thursday, a gentleman came up to me as I was going back to my car. Hey, Tampa Natives Show. Never seen the gentleman before. And I said, sure. Do I know you, sir? And how do I know you? And he explained to me, yes, I'm a Temple Terrace native and I watched the Temple Terrace show and I've been watching you guys. So here's the takeaway. We know you're out there and we know you're watching and we love you for that and we have a tremendous debt of gratitude for all of our fans. We're not going away. We don't want you to think for a minute that we're not going to ever come back because that's just not possible. We are serving our community. We're doing our community service by preserving our history. The University of South Florida needs our shows.
They do.
We got to keep giving them that
Yes, they
content.
do.
We keep feeding them to them.
And even though we've had 200 shows behind us, there are still,
Way,
the
way
field
more
is
shows.
still very
many more
fertile.
stories to be told.
The field is still very fertile. So, yeah, we didn't get a chance to get Dusty Rhodes on here. And Rick Caceres passed away before we had a chance to get Rick Caceres on here. And there have been others. We just lost Mr. Gugino at 104 years of age, just died 3 days ago. So we know how important it is in the race against time that we are battling to try to get these stories preserved. We got a lot of work to do. All right, so happy times tonight, right?
That's right.
Yes.
All right, so let me digress one more moment. If you bear with me,
There's a lot of digressing.
a lot of digressing going on tonight. Let's talk again about wrestling, Steve. Do
Yeah,
you have a favorite wrestling memory?
Well, mine would be,
And not just our wrestling show, which we did with Mike Graham twice.
well, I do have one. I don't know. It was, I guess I was about 7 years old. And I was at the old Montgomery Wards. Remember the cash and carry Montgomery Wards on Spruce and
Of course.
Del Mabry?
Of
Which I
course.
think is now
That
Best,
was our
Best
default
Buy.
cash and carry.
Oh, of course. Well, on the Montgomery Wards, I was in there with my mother. She was doing some shopping. I was wandering around. And there was Dusty Rhodes sitting in a chair. He was there for some kind of promotion, I'm not sure.
sure.
Probably upcoming match. And you know, I said hello to him. He said hello back. Just seemed like a really, really nice person. But I was only 7 years old, and he was sitting in this chair, and he was so huge. You know, I was so small that he looked like a superhero. He really did. But that is my wrestling memory. I didn't go to the Sportatorium or even to
The
the
Armory?
Armory as well. So I mean, either.
Yeah,
but,
I never went either.
But I know it's a big, big part of our history.
We watched it on television.
Well,
Yeah, but it was an interesting.
the
memory.
Sportatorium was where they held the matches on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock to set up the storyline, as it were, whatever happened on Tuesday, bell time 7:30 at Fort Homer Hesterly Armory. Last night I had the occasion to be on the air on a podcast. WrestlingInformant247.com is the website. WrestlingInformant247.com for those wrestling fans out there that can't get enough even current information on wrestling today. And last night I was given the opportunity to be a part of that production and honor Dusty Rhodes. It was quite an experience. We were on the air from 9 to 11:30. We went 30 minutes over because we just had so much content we had to cover.
It was a great show.
I was given an opportunity. I asked for it. I was given the opportunity to do my homage to Dusty Rhodes. Arguably the best thing to come out of Tampa, really and truthfully. And Dusty put us on the map. So if you'll indulge me, about a minute and a half's worth of my best Dusty Rhodes impersonation. You know, Dusty did many interviews. He pioneered the television interview. And without Dusty Rhodes, there wouldn't have been a Ric Flair, there wouldn't have been a Hulk Hogan, there wouldn't have been a Macho Man, there certainly wouldn't have been a Rock. One of the interviews that everybody remembers is Hard Times. But the interview that I chose to honor Dusty with was one called Bull of the Woods. And I'd like to play it for you now. So this is for you, Dusty. We miss you, we love you, and it's not going to be the same without you.
Rest well.
I was, and I've been watching wrestling since I was about 6. So this man turned everything on its ear. And this is with love and affection to the American Dream. Okay? This is Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. The buckle, the boot, the prestige, the money of the Bunkhouse Stampede. Being the baddest of the bad. Being the bull of the woods, if you will. 25, 30 men stampeding into one little bitty ring, you understand. With one thing in mind, to hurt somebody, to kick some booty, to twist their arm off, to put the angles up by the chin. Many mornings I got up dwelling on the fact that there's 3 times I was the winner of the Bunkhouse Stampede. And I said, how am I going to do that this year? When last year I had to feel around to see if my nose was still on my face. Look up in the mornings and see if my ears were still on the side of my head. My eyeballs, my sockets was playing steady on my mind. But because I knew Dusty Rhodes has to be the Bunkhouse champion, for the 3rd time, if you will, for you hockey fans, it's a hat trick. You understand? It's a hat trick. And now, Dusty Rhodes comes at you with this in mind. Anywhere, any place, on that marquee you see the National Wrestling Alliance presents the Bunkhouse Stampede. You're going to want to feel a little bit of what it's like to be the baddest of the bad, the bull of the woods. Then, and only then, buy your ticket, walk in and sit down and watch Dusty Rhodes become the bull of the woods. I love you, Dusty. We're going to miss you so bad.
Rest in peace, Dusty. That was awesome.
Well, I hope I did.
That was very good. That was
Thank
really,
you, my
really
brother.
good.
Thank you, Mark Charles, also for the opportunity to sit in last night.
was
Wonderful
a lot of
show.
fun.
Wonderful show. Nationally syndicated show, and
Very
he had
popular,
callers
too.
from everywhere, from Kansas City, from Alabama, from all over. And you'd be surprised, Stevie, there are still many, many, many wrestling fans out there. And we had one kid call us last night who was 16 years of
Yeah.
age.
Wow.
He said,
Alabama.
from Alabama, he said he didn't know Dusty Rhodes back in those early days, because obviously he's 16 years of age. He didn't even know Dusty Rhodes when he went to the WWE, and he was dressed in his polka dots, his black tights with his polka dots. But he, it was like Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays. He knew that this was a great man in something that he is now a big fan of, the wrestling world.
And a lot of people do not realize that Tampa was the breeding ground for wrestling. It was the beginning.
Fort Homer, and this is the
Yeah.
last thing we'll say about wrestling, because I know there's so much more to cover tonight, but we do have to pay tribute and honor to a great part of our youth. From the late 50s through the late 80s, that 30-year window was something else. It was mentioned last night, and I didn't think about it, but it's perfectly makes perfectly good sense to me. Fort Homer Hesterly Armory was, if you dig this, as Dusty would say, dig it, brother, and I know that you can. It was really the Madison Square Garden of the South for wrestling.
Good way to
and
put
for
it.
those of you that know the impact that Madison Square Garden has on all sports
To this day.
in the Northeast, to this day, thank you, darling, to this day. So, again, there's a bell for Dusty Rhodes, man.
Thank you, Dusty.
Who will be, thank you, and rest in peace, man. You've earned your rest. Rest well.
Yep.
All right, moving along. Listen, we got to ask a special favor of you. You've seen that crawl go across the screen. Becky's going to show you what that crawl looks like right about now. We want to ask a special favor of you. For those of you watching right now, we want to keep in contact with you. Please send us your email. Send it to goodtimes@tampanativesshow.com. We're going to compile a list, Stevie. We're going to compile a list, and that way we'll be able to send you regular updates to let you know when we're going to come back, what date to look for us coming back, where to look for us.
What's going on.
And if we have an event between now and then, let's say we do a Rays game event, something with the Bucks, just a luncheon over at the Columbia, a luncheon at La Septima, something, we want to include you in that. So please, send us your emails. Baby, what's that email address?
goodtimes@tampanativeshow.com.
Stevie, why is it Good Times?
Well, we have good times here, of course.
That's what we do here, my man. That's what we do.
It's been a
Most of the
while
time
since
we
we've done
have.
that too. You know, as far as like a
Yeah,
race
no,
game
we have to
or an
have a little event.
Yeah, absolutely. We do.
And this summer is a good time to do it.
It would
because
be.
we're going on summer hiatus. This is a good time. We got to keep you guys
Right.
close in the family. We want to make sure that everybody knows just what's happening next with the Tampa Natives
Keep
Show.
them in the loop.
All right.
There you go.
Here comes the phone number. Call in. Let us know what your favorite show was, what you'd like to see us do. Let me say now, I digress. I'm digressing a lot tonight,
You
baby.
do that
Again?
a lot, dear.
All right. These shirts that you see here, this shirt that I'm holding here in my hands, this one, Stevie, you hold that one. The Tampeños. This shirt here, baby, you hold this one.
Figured that was
That's called Tampa Natives Show. And this one here, I Remember Tampa, all available. We have them all. And if you'd like to pick up one of these shirts, Father's Day special price, meet the 15-minute girl and myself at Cafe Caribe, right there in Carrollwood, just north of Carrollwood Drive.
Just north of the Bush overpass.
There you go. That's
There
the
you go.
best way.
Yep.
On
yep.
the west side
West
of
side of the
Dale
road.
Mabry. West side. West side of Dale Mabry. Cafe Caribe. We're going to be there 10 to 12 on Saturday. So if you'd like to get one of these, special price,
Come on out.
come on out. Come say hello to us.
See us.
Special price, buy us a café con leche. Even better special price. Okay. All right. Tonight's Lucky Bolita, thank you guys. Tonight's Lucky Bolita drawing winner is going to win this edition of Live Your Dream, which remember last week, who did we have on?
Oh, we had Charlie Sousa.
Charlie Sousa.
Oh, yeah.
Great show.
What a great show.
It was
what a
fantastic.
great show. Charlie
nice
Sousa
man.
left us this book last week, signed it, dedicated it.
He sure did.
We're going to give it away to one Lucky Bolita winner drawing. So call in tonight. It also includes a CD
Yeah.
of all of his music. So
Good
call
deal.
us. Give them the number, darling.
813-977-6800.
Let's light up the phones one more time.
813-977-6800.
All right. So Becky is answering the phones for us tonight because obviously the 15-minute girl is here with us in studio, so she's not answering the phone. So be kind, call us
Be
up.
kind
Yeah, be
and
kind
be
and rewind.
patient.
Yeah, be patient. But Becky will get to you. Give us your Bolita number, your lucky Bolita number between what number, Stevie?
1 and 75.
Between 1 and 75, closest to?
Without going over.
Without going over.
You can't go over.
And man, we've been doing this show for about 5 years and we haven't got
And
that
we
right yet.
sometimes
We're still struggling with that.
Yeah.
So hey, can I say right now while we're waiting for our first caller, there's our caller right there. While we're waiting for our first caller, this is a puck, or it's kind of like a simulated puck. It's not really
It's
a
a
puck.
make-believe.
It's a make-believe
squishy
puck.
puck.
You can squeeze it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a
Thank-
stress puck.
A stress puck.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
need
stress
that.
puck. We want to say thank you to our Tampa Bay Lightning, man, who gave us so much to cheer for down the home stretch. What an amazing team. What an amazing team we have right here. I know we're not classically, typically a hockey city,
Town, yeah.
but we are becoming
We
such.
are now.
And I'm going to also offer this. This is a team, okay, that is young, big, and fast. And did I mention
Really fast.
And did I mention
Yeah.
young, Stevie?
You did.
Okay.
And hungry.
So we got a chance here to do something special with the Lightning for the next 3, 4, 5 years because a lot of these guys are under contract. Thank you, Tampa Bay Lightning, for battling so valiantly. You know,
Great
Ben
job.
Bishop had
Great
a
job.
torn groin muscle. I don't even know
That's
what
the
it's-
amazing
I don't
part.
even know what it
Yeah.
must be like to be a professional NHL goalie. 6'7", 200 boom pounds. I don't even know, and have to put yourself in that butterfly position. You know what I
with
mean
all
with
that
your legs,
garb on.
and well, yeah, you got the protective gear on.
I know,
but
but it's
that
not
just
easy.
I want you to do something. I want you to do something immediately after the show. I want you to get up from your couch, and I want you to get in that butterfly position. Just kneel down, try to do that thing, and then imagine trying to do that at 6'7" with a torn groin muscle.
On the ice.
That is amazing to me.
Torn groin muscle. That's for you, Ben Bishop.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, Tyler Johnson, who is 22, 23 years old and arguably one of our best frontline players, playing the last 5 games with a broken wrist. Broken wrist!
How do you do that?
How do you shoot a puck? How do you handle a stick? How do you grab the stick? I have a broken wrist. I'm staying home for 6 weeks. I'm not leaving my house. I can't even drink a cup of coffee.
Oh,
Wow.
Lord.
This
I don't want
guy's
a
trying to
broken-
play. No, darling, I'm sorry. This guy's trying to play an NHL Stanley Cup
That's
game
determination.
with a broken wrist. My point is this. These guys are great. They
They are.
deserve
They really are.
all of our
A
support.
lot of heart, really.
And maybe next season, that's how we kick off the fall season. We get a Tampa Natives group together, 30, 40, 50 of us strong. We get a section at Amalie Arena, which I still like to call the Thunderdome, and we go watch a hockey game. Anybody?
That'd
Show
be
of
fun.
hands?
I'll do it.
Call us up and tell us you'd like to go. Hey, we got a caller. Let's see who's on the air. Stevie, take this one.
Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Robert Gonzalez.
Robert Gonzalez.
Robert Gonzalez.
I'm sorry, have you called the show before?
A few times.
There you go. Okay, Robert, what
Just
was your
once or
favorite
twice.
Tampa
Thanks
Natives
for
show?
calling. Thanks for
One
calling.
that had Arizona Jenkins.
Really? And you were on it too. Isn't that
I don't want to
funny.
say I don't want to
funny.
say que cabrón because you know what? That's
That's
probably
great. That's
inappropriate.
great.
On
exactly correct.
But for those of you that don't know, Robert Gonzalez was the other guest on that
Yes,
show.
he was.
I know,
It
that's
was a
funny.
What
good
he's saying in
show.
essence is
Yes, it was my show.
he picked his show.
No, he wanted Arizona.
Not really. My favorite show was the one that had the Mother's Day and the Father's Day show.
Oh,
Those
that
were
was a
good shows,
show.
Robert.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
are very good shows.
Yeah.
And what would you like to see us do going forward? Is there a show that we haven't done yet that you really have special in your heart that you'd like to see us do?
I would like to see, due to my heritage here in Tampa, I would like to see something kind of concentrating more on the cigar workers in the cigar industry
That's a good one.
Cigar
That's a good
workers,
idea.
cigar
in
industry.
West Tampa.
West Tampa, Ybor City, or West Tampa?
No, West Tampa and Ybor.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Both of those, that industry was very big in both locations.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Over 200 cigar factories back then.
Okay, so we've got you on record as saying the Robert in Arizona show, and of course Cigar City history with more perhaps drilling down a little bit. Maybe we can get somebody who actually worked in those
Yeah,
cigar factories.
that would be
'cause
nice.
They would be older now,
Yeah.
but they would still be
It'd be
around.
very
certainly.
interesting.
Yeah, there's still a few around.
Well, if you know of any, Robert, you let us know. We'll put them on the schedule. We'll bring them in. Your lucky bully the number?
37, like usual.
37. Some
37,
things
you
never
got
change.
it.
Robert,
And Carrie says she's glad to see Sally back on.
Oh, good.
of
thank
course.
We can hear her in the
Listen,
background.
we missed her here. I mean, you know, it wasn't our choice to have her answer the phones. We pressed her into service because we needed somebody to answer the phones, but we definitely missed her here on set with us.
We're glad she's
and,
back.
and Robert, I want to say to you and to the rest of the fans watching out there, and you know because I told you this the other day on the phone, we're not going anywhere, Papa. We're just taking a little break because, you know, we just need a little break.
Huh?
And I would like to say thank you for being a fan because really it's the fans that make the show, if you want to know the truth about it.
Very true.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys didn't call in and share your memories with us, then there wouldn't really be, you know, that much of an impact for the show. So thank you for being there.
Well said.
Of course, Carrie and I are not going to know what to do on Thursday night.
Well, that's funny that you
I'm
should
sure
mention
Carrie
that.
will
Well,
find something
No, it's
for
funny
you.
that
That's
you
a good-
should
that's a
mention
good
that. I'm going to
point.
let Steve address that because Steve's got a wonderful idea that we're gonna implement here starting next Thursday. Stevie?
Well, Robert, what we're going to do is not a lot is going to change really. We're going to still create the event every week, like we do on Facebook, and we're going to select like the shows that we think we might be good for that particular week, and we're going to send it out on Facebook like we normally do. So at 7 o'clock every Thursday at 7, there'll still be a great show for you to watch.
It'll just be on your computer.
Yeah, you just click on the link and you can watch it right from your computer.
So we want to keep you guys close and send us your email address. We know what it is, but send it to us anyway.
Right.
Prime that pump for us so we can make sure that we collect everybody's email addresses. Stevie, give him that email address.
That email address is goodtimes@tampanativesshow.com.
All right.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Carrie.
Thank
We love
you,
you
Carrie.
guys.
So
Listen.
love you guys too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's true what Sally said in reference to what Robert was talking about. You know, she says if the fans don't call in, then you know we're operating in a
just sitting here
vacuum.
talking.
Right.
We're operating
right.
in a vacuum. It's that old saying that says,
the
you know, if a
connection.
tree falls in the woods and
And-
nobody's there to hear
Right.
it, does it make a sound?
That's right.
If the fans don't call us, Papa, then you know we don't know that we're connected. We don't know that we're impacting.
And we
anybody.
get the energy from the fans too.
We
Of
do.
course we
They
do.
make us feel better.
And we get ideas
And
from them.
emotion and all that
Right,
good
right.
stuff.
Listen, we've had
They
some
enhance our
amazing.
shows, really.
We've had some amazing calls down the, down the road
If
too.
you think about it, we've done a
We
lot
have.
in 4.5 years.
Yeah, we
Good.
have. All
My favorite
right,
calls were the people that would call and say,
we've got another caller on the line.
we would say, where are you calling? Caller, and then and we'd say, well, how did you find us? Oh, we were just surfing.
Channel surfing.
Channel surfing. Those were my favorite ones.
Oh, we've had callers from. Well, of course, we had our Deep South correspondent. So we had Ricky T. Parnell,
Right.
who was down in Curitiba, Brazil. Okay, that's pretty far away.
Spain.
We had
Out there.
Colorado Bill calling us from
Yes.
Colorado.
Yeah.
We've had them from all over. The night that we did, we replayed.
Marcelo Macetti.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had people from Spain watching us, and there's a 5-6 hour time difference. But that's really, really rewarding for us
It really
from where
is.
we sit
It sure
to
is,
know that
yeah.
you guys are watching us.
Yeah.
And when we least expect it in the community, somebody will come up and say,
Say,
"Hey,
hey.
we know you guys."
Yeah.
It's very, very rewarding.
So we can't go out looking bad because we never know.
Yeah, that's true. We know what that's all about too. A little celebrity thing going on there.
Yeah,
We know
it's
what they.
weird.
Hey, have your hair done? We'll put a hat on.
You know what happened to me one night? About 6 months ago, I was at Publix and I was talking to someone that I ran into, and a lady walked by and she said, "You're from the Tampa Natives Show," and I said, "Oh, you recognize me?" She goes, "No, I recognize your voice." But I didn't
how
recognize
about that?
I didn't
How about
recognize
that
you.
one?
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool right there.
I must have a distinct voice.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yes, we do.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Bunny Pierce in Odessa.
Hey,
Hi,
Bunny
Miss
Pierce, how
Bunny.
are you?
All right.
Long time no see. Or
Bunny?
Yeah.
Tell us about your favorite show.
Well, the one with Rodney Kite-Powell from the Tampa History
That was
Center.
a good
That was
show.
very good.
Very good.
And then the one you did about South Tampa, of course.
Yes.
I've been growing up there.
Yes.
Me too.
And I like all of them, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's
I mean,
great.
it's an adventure every week.
It is an adventure here
It's not just
on
a job,
the
it's
show.
an adventure.
And Bunny, if I could just let you peek in the window for a second and get personal, you ought to see us getting ready at the house to do the show. That's
There's-
really when it's
there's
an
your
adventure.
adventure.
I bet you.
I won't stand.
Because we have a tremendous production company involved in all of this, and you're looking at it, Bunny. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You're absolutely looking at it right here.
It's
Yeah,
fun now.
yeah.
It's been a fun
Well,
thing.
being recognized, I get recognized on the street too sometimes, and it's always a surprise, when people recognize me in civilian clothes rather than my band uniform.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
So I have groupies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? And listen, that's not a bad thing, Bunny.
No,
It's
no.
not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I like being a minor celebrity.
That's funny.
So tell us, what would you like to see us do if when we come back, and what shows would you like to see us do?
Well, let's see. I'd like to see you do something about the Colonnade Restaurant.
Oh, did
good
we do one of those?
We did it.
We
We
did one.
did do a Colonnade show.
We'll do another
But
one,
We did
though.
that when we were at TDC.
When we were at Tampa
I mean,
Digital.
Tampa Digital.
When we were at
Yeah.
Tampa Digital, and you understand, we did about 20 shows.
Did we not get that show?
That's what I was just going to say, baby, and you're about right. When we were there about 20 weeks.
That was a great show.
Plus or minus. And that was an adventure for us. Speaking of adventures, that was an adventure for us because
A
we
delicious
realized
adventure.
that the TV format worked best for us. So when we went exclusively online, we lost a little bit of our fans. We lost a little bit of our audience. Our family drifted on us.
Yeah.
But while we were there, we did have the opportunity to do some fun things that we couldn't do here in studio because we had the ability to do remotes.
Yeah, with the camera crew.
Oh, yeah.
Camera crew.
Yeah.
So we would go out in the community, and one of the things we did was a show from the Colonnade. And it was kind of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Went to the back kitchen and we interviewed the chef, and it was
We
really,
ate.
really nice.
They served us some delicious food.
I remember when it was about in its second incarnation, when it still had columns in the front.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then it went to the ranch house look, and now it's the Saul Fleischman building.
Correct.
Right.
Now it
Right,
looks
right.
like a
Yeah.
rustic restaurant, seaside restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. With the anchor outside and so forth.
But
Good memory.
also, I'd like to see just like a picture show on Tampa architecture.
Oh, that's a
That's
good idea.
Good one. Good
Very
one.
good.
Good one,
Great
Bunny.
idea,
Good one.
And for a guest, why don't you get Linda Salsina in there, because she knows a lot about the architecture
Right.
and the
Preservation.
preservation angle of it.
Right.
And I'm going to make another suggestion for another guest. How about Bunny Pierce?
That'd be great.
I would love to. In fact, I've uncovered one box.
Okay. All right. No, we're going to bring Bunny Pierce in because Bunny Pierce has a lot of stories to
lot
tell
of
as
stories.
well.
Yeah, probably
You
a
know
lot
that.
of
And here's what we
memorabilia,
know
too.
about Bunny Pierce, what we know about Robert and Carrie Gonzalez, many others whom I'm sure are getting ready to call us any moment now. We share the same passion for our history.
Yes.
And some of us are just more fortunate, it's just a question of being more fortunate, really and truthfully, to have more recall, you know, and being able to understand, you know, the history and the significance and being able to recall it. Memory is important.
Yes.
Right, it is. It is.
If you know,
It helps if you're a pack rat, too.
well, I didn't want to go there, Bunny, because I'm
won't
a
go
bit
there.
of one myself, and you know, the mother that raised me gave me that thing. But anyway, yes, it helps if you're a pack rat. Easy for me to say.
Really.
Because then you can go and you can fumble through your closet and there it is.
Right.
The article in the newspaper
Yeah.
or those beads that you got from the 1964 Gasparilla Parade, those kinds of things.
Yeah, or the coins that I got when
There
I
you
was
go.
Coins.
There you go. So and there's nothing like
Shells.
having something there, tactile, that you can touch, that you can smell, that just instantly transports you back to that time.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And we like to think that this show,
I think it does.
does
It
that
does it
for
for
a
us.
lot of folks.
It does it for us too.
Yeah. Right.
We've got a video that we're going to show in just a couple of minutes. So
Talk about memories.
Stand by. You're going to really enjoy this. About a 4-minute video Stevie put together for us
Oh, good.
to kind of remind everybody
you'll love this.
of what it is that we do here. Thank you, Bunny, so
Thank
much.
you for
Give us your lucky
calling.
number.
28.
28 it is. Thank you, Bunny. And
you, Bunny.
we'll see
Thanks
you
for
on the
being a
backside.
fan, Bunny.
Thank you for being a wonderful fan. And please do check in.
Glad I
Send,
found you.
send us your email address.
I don't have one.
Oh.
Okay, well, send us your
Send us
email
a
address
smoke signal.
anyway.
All right.
When you get one.
Get one, you'll be the first one to get it.
Thank you, Bunny.
Take care, honey.
Love you, Bunny. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
By the
Isn't that
way,
great?
the Rat Pack was, I think, Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay.
She said 28. All right, so there are 2 lines open currently. We'd love to hear from you if you're out there watching, and we know you are. Don't be bashful. Pick up the phone. Give us a call, 813-977-6800. Tell us what your favorite show was. Man, we put a bunch of them together. And what you'd like
yeah.
to see us do going forward.
And what about our shows? What are our favorite shows?
Ah, good question, Stevie.
Yeah.
That's
Go.
a good
Why don't
question.
you start?
Want me to start?
Yeah, why not?
I always go last. Want me to go first?
Why do you always
I'll go
go
first.
last?
You go first.
Because it goes
Change
that
it
way.
up.
Change it. Mix it up. You gotta, listen, it's good to
Change
change
is
it
good
up.
for you.
You know what I mean? Change your hairstyle.
You know what?
You
Let's
change
do
your
this.
shirt.
Let's let the 15
change
minute
your
girl go
Russell
first.
Seals.
Okay, great. I'll
Because
go.
she's back on the show tonight.
Ladies
so
first.
there you
Ladies
go.
first.
Here we go.
Okay, my favorite shows were the shows that we sang all the old jingles and the old commercials from our youth.
That was
things
fun.
like that.
That was fun.
That was fun. And when you and I sang Archie and Edith,
That was great.
that was really fun.
Because on public access
and we
television.
did a really good job.
And I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we did. All
Yeah.
those clips are available on our website.
It was fun.
So if you don't believe that we sang a cappella live on live TV,
We did that.
we did. I sang.
It came out
I
great,
sang
actually.
"Happy Birthday" to. I know I sang.
Some love song to
No,
me.
my Valentine.
Oh, that's
Paul
it.
McCartney.
Paul McCartney's song.
I sang a
What's a love
cappella to
song?
my wife. I also sang. This was a big chance. I
Christmas
stepped
song.
out. I don't think we have this video any longer because this was the Tampa Digital.
Yeah.
I sang "Bésame Mucho" in Spanish to my wife. I did that. Stevie never sang. Did you sing?
No, I sang on
He
the
sang
jingles.
the
Jingle
jingles.
show.
The jingles.
The jingles.
Do you
That
remember when
was
we
so
came
much fun. It really
Remember when
was.
we
great.
Okay, Stevie, you got to talk now because it's your turn.
It's my turn?
Your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay. Well, you know what I was thinking? We've done so many shows. I don't remember them all. We've done so many.
I know.
But I would say one of my favorite, of course, my all-time favorite, you know, is going to be Dr. Paul Bearer.
Of
which we've done, I
course.
think, 2 or 3
Halloween.
times.
And he does a
The Halloween show
masterful
was
job of
great.
that.
But I would also say that my second favorite would be the brewery. Remember
Yes.
the brewery,
Yes.
the Anheuser-Busch brewery, because I worked there as a brewer 17 years
Right.
until it shut down in '95.
That was a good show.
And we had a great show. A lot of my former colleagues called in that night, and it was great. It brought back a lot of memories for myself,
It was a
being
good show.
a long time employee there. But those are my 2 favorite shows, I would say. But I think they're all, I mean, there's so many. It's hard to pick favorites, really.
It is hard to pick a
is.
favorite when you've got so many to pick from.
And
You
they're
almost
all-
have to go
I
in
like a lot of
genre.
the older shows, though. The ones where we weren't really, like we're polished now, but
Oh, we're
we
very
were less
polished.
polished then.
I'm not.
It was fun.
We're
It was
very
fun.
polished.
And I wasn't on the set, and I would just kind of walk in and do stuff.
Oh, when we were at the old
Occasionally.
studios.
Yeah.
That's
When
right.
we very
Oh, yeah,
first
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I liked some of
That
the
was the
shots. I
scary
liked some of
part.
the videos that we did, some of the shows that we did. Forgive me, with the green screen, when we had the picture
Right.
superimposed
Yeah.
behind us. Look, there are
Old
so many
Tampa.
shows. The show that we did when it snowed in Tampa, January
That was a good
1997,
one,
was
too.
an amazing show. The show that we did about our summer vacations when we went to St. Pete Beach or
Right.
wherever
Right.
we went, Madeira Beach, Reddington Beach. You know, our summer vacations with our families when we were kids. We had Lou Piniella on our show. That was a
a
high
good
water mark
show.
for
Yeah.
us. We
Yes.
had Mike Graham
should
on our
have
show
him back.
twice. Also, we had 2 highlight players on our show. Highlight was wildly popular. Mr. Robacani's show gave us over 400 hits. 400 hits on our website.
That's how people love disco.
In one night.
Yeah.
That was just one night.
That was a 90-minute show. Personally, some of my favorite shows, the Halloween show that we did, maybe you guys will recall, I think it was 3 years ago, 2 hours.
Yes.
I don't know how
2013.
I don't know how we pulled that
No
one off.
commercial breaks.
No.
I came out dressed in a green unitard and I became the Invisible Man, and then I came in and out of the set. Go back and watch that
That's
show.
a fun.
That was
yeah,
hilarious.
It's a really fun
6
show.
or 7 character changes. Sally was dressed as Superwoman. Stevie, of course, was Dr. Paul with all of his gear. That was an amazing show.
It
and
really was.
And what a feat of endurance.
It was tiring.
What a
actually.
feat of endurance
2
to be in
hours.
that unitard for 2 hours. When I took
Well,
it off and
especially
I
for
finally
you.
popped my head out, I was sweating bullets, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
I think the shows that we did, like Stevie's trip to Ecuador, was pretty good, personal.
Yeah,
The
that was
show that I did, where I was
The airlines.
when I retired from the airlines.
Yeah.
You know, I can't go to a restaurant now, to an Italian pizzeria, because I think that's how you say that word.
Pizzeria?
I can't go and have pizza at a pizzeria and not hear "Come fly with me,
Right.
come fly, let's
They
fly
play that
away,"
at our
and not think
pizzeria.
about that show, because that was the theme song to the video
Yeah.
that Steve put together. I think about it now and I get a little melancholy because, you know, I did that for 30 years and that was a great show. But we did a lot of shows, Steve.
We did.
Yep.
We did.
we did.
All right, so we've got a caller on line 4. We'll take that call. Call us. We got one line open. Stevie, give them the number.
That number is 813-977-6800. 813-977-6800.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Natives Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Freddie. I'm calling from Sulphur Springs.
Hey,
Hi,
Freddie
Freddie.
from Sulphur Springs.
We know you.
We know Freddie. SSOB
We love Freddie.
huh?
right, that's
We
right.
love Freddie.
Sulphur Springs Organic Beer.
You got that right. Well, I just want to tell you, you're my favorite television show. I wouldn't watch anything else on Thursday night and wish you were on every night of the week, actually.
Oh, how sweet.
Thank you.
I loved all the shows. It's hard to separate, one from another because it's you. It's the personalities that you have that just work together. I love Sally. I love Tampa Steve. And
How
Mario.
sweet. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
It's just a great trio.
We love you too, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie. We know that you're one of
That
our
means a lot,
biggest supporters, and we love you too. Freddie, is there anything you'd like to see us do going forward? Now, we do need to drill down deeper in Sulphur Springs. We need to bring in
Yes,
Sulphur
we
Springs.
We
do.
did one show, but we need to do
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
we
more.
need to do
We
another one, certainly.
I just love
More
that.
history.
That would just please me so much.
Good.
And I've got lots of information, but basically it'd be wonderful to have that show in the archives too out of USF because it was an important but very forgotten place.
That's right.
And knowing that it would go into the archives out there at USF would really be a tribute to you all and what you've done for Tampa in general and all of us old Tampa natives.
That's right.
Thank you,
That's
Freddie.
right.
Thank you
Very nice.
for saying that. Give us your lucky number, Freddie, 1 to 75.
Oh, 15.
15 it is. I can tell you this, Freddie, one of my deepest,
Our
heartfelt...
15's taken. Somebody
15's taken already?
Casey Pell must have called. him.
That's right.
No, that's an
Okay.
old sheet.
Oh,
Must have given
excuse
you
me.
An old sheet. Write Freddie's
Never
name on
mind.
there. Write Freddie's name on there. That's an old sheet. My fault, baby. What I wanted to tell you, Freddie, was that
The fun never stops.
one of the things that I'm working on kind of behind the scenes, and maybe in this little summer hiatus, I can apply myself more to, is to try to perhaps apply a little bit of pressure to City Council to do a little better job of working on preserving the Sulphur Springs Tower, because as I drive by it each
Needs a
and every
paint
time,
job.
Yeah.
it becomes more and more apparent that, if we don't do something pretty soon, it may just fall over. It's really, really in disrepair. It needs some TLC, and that's a landmark. A
Yeah.
lot of people
Like-
don't realize,
yeah.
Freddie.
and
I'm
a
sure
very
you do.
important one.
I'm sure you realize, Freddie, because you're from Sulphur Springs, the Sulphur Springs area. Back in the early days, the 1930s and 40s, when aviators would fly into the Tampa corridor, they would use with their dead reckoning, because we didn't have the radar, we didn't have the technology, they would use that Sulphur Springs Tower as a landmark to realize, okay, now they got to turn right because the airfield is 10 miles to the right.
It was a marker.
So as much as it was a functioning water tower, let us also remember that it was a functioning water tower providing water for all the residents in Sulphur Springs. It's also a major landmark.
Yeah.
If we lose that, I don't know what
I
to
love
tell you.
that.
So-
Going down the
I know.
freeway
When I
and
first
seeing
got to
that.
Tampa in 55, I remember that red light that was up there on top.
Yeah.
And it was there for
Yeah.
a reason, because that's what the pilots were. That was an aviators. Look at the top of right now Raymond James Stadium.
That's right.
As we were
Saw it
driving
last
across
night.
we were driving across the Howard Frankenstein
Frankenstein.
Franklin
Frankenstein.
Franklin Howard Franklin
Frankenstein.
Bridge
Halloween,
last night
Frankenstein.
at midnight. You could see from the St. Pete side the top of the Raymond
Yeah.
James Stadium blinking red lights. That's
Right.
to let everybody
Yes.
know, specifically the aviators in the area, the low-flying airplanes.
I just want to say one more thing about the tower, because I don't think many people know. Josiah Richardson, who built it, bought the Mount Ida Railroad system in order to use the rails to build that tower, and it goes down half as far as it is tall. It's
Really?
about 218 feet high.
Oh my.
And
That's
it goes
interesting.
down into the ground. And his daughter, I talked to her before, I think she's probably passed by now, but I talked to her for a while. She owned that Dairy Queen there on Nebraska Avenue,
Yeah.
the property there. That's what she got out of it. But anyway, she said that she sprinkled her father's ashes around the base of, of this
Of the tower.
I'll be darned.
tower.
Oh, apropos.
That was his prized possession.
Yeah.
And she said that when they first built the tower there, before he made it a water tower for the hotel that he built and for the citizens of Sulphur Springs, she had begged him to make a bottling company out of it. She said because water that's down there is 300 feet down.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
said
yeah. SSOB.
best water ever.
I bet.
And I bet, I'll take this leap of faith, Freddie. Grab my hand, let's walk down this path together. I'm just guessing that water probably makes some pretty terrific beer, too. I'm just
sure.
guessing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got that right.
Yeah? Yeah, there we
She
go.
knows. She knows.
It would.
And Freddie, we'll leave it with this. Remember, there was actually in the 1950s and 60s and early 70s, there was a drive-in there, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tower Drive.
The Tower Drive-In.
All the time.
That whenever you drove down 275, you would be a little distracted there because you want to see what Dr. Zhivago was playing on the big screen, or Rocky or whatever else was playing there.
It's still a nice park all around there.
Sure
though.
it is.
Yeah.
There's alligators
Thank you
there.
so much, Freddie,
Thank you,
for being a big fan
Oh, I
and for
am.
loving our show the way you
Will
do.
be for all three of y'all. You make a great team.
Oh,
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Freddie.
Freddie.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You know what? Maybe we should get the company that painted the West Tampa Water Tower to paint the.
But we don't
Sulphur
want it
Springs
that
Tower.
color. We need,
But different
it
color.
needs
No,
to be
white.
the same white.
Just
But
brilliant
paint it,
white.
yeah.
So that it's reflecting when the sun hits it, and at
Right.
night you can light it up from the bottom, and you can see it from everywhere. Stevie, we got to
We
get to that
gotta get
video.
that
we
video.
have.
It's great.
We are at the 15-minute mark.
That too.
Hey, that
Oh, that's right.
15-minute girl got us
I haven't
again.
done that for
We
a
haven't done that in a
while.
long time.
Huh? We missed her. We
And on
missed
the
her.
back side, we'll read some emails too. We have a couple here. So.
Wonderful.
Great.
Okay, so hold your calls for. No, don't hold your calls. Call in and get in queue, and then we'll come to you on the back side of this video. Video's about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes.
4 minutes.
We think you're going to love this video. You've probably seen it before, but if you haven't, Stevie, set it up.
Enjoy. Well, you'll see a lot of pictures that you haven't seen in many, many years, and it'll bring back a lot of memories. So there's about 50, 60 photos in
And
this.
thank you, Mike Baluha, for
enjoy
this
it.
wonderful soundtrack.
And-
Thank you,
and
Mike.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Enjoy.
I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, what precious memories. A city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me, walking through the park at night, beneath the moss-filled trees, children running, riding bike, footloose, fancy-free. I remember Tampa, those sweet, soft memories, the city that I call my home, the home from which I never roam. So I remember Tampa, she remembers me. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history. I remember, I remember. I remember, I remember. I remember, I remember. Oh, the smell of fair was bound to grow. The sailors behind that, don't you know? I remember Tampa. She remembers me. Tampa native, Tampa native through and through. Seen a lot of things go down here, some things I never knew. I never knew. Some things I never knew. I was curious. Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleeping days, long summer nights, going anywhere we pleased. This love I've always called my own, a love that I've always known. The city that I call my home, the home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. Oh, well, I love her and she loves me. Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.
You know, that was an overwhelming infusion of memories, wasn't it?
Wow.
It was great. Yeah.
I mean, I'm overwhelmed and I'm infused.
I miss those times. I really do.
Wait a minute. That
was pretty good.
Funny.
I like
You stepped
that.
on my line. Let me try it again. Steve, you started again?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me do that again.
Okay.
That was an overwhelming infusion of memories. It really was.
And I'm overwhelmed and I'm infused. There it is.
But not confused.
Okay.
No, but listen.
And that video, by the way, had about, I think, close to 10,000 hits or views on YouTube.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's
A lot of good memories there.
And let me share, I think, hopefully I'm encapsulating this for everybody. This, that's the essence of our show. And that's the essence of what we do here at the Tampa Natives Show. Because as we go further down the road, man, it's 2015, 2016 is right around the corner. As we go further down the road, you know, we're getting further away from that special time that we like to talk about here on the Tampa Natives Show.
And it is the essence of us.
And,
Thank you.
And time is of the essence.
Wow.
Okay.
So how many times
full
are we
of
going to say essence in 3 minutes?
Effervescence and essence.
That sounds good. Hey, we got
But to share with you.
it's true. It's true.
Guys, stay with me.
Got an
Stay
email
with
here,
me.
too.
Stay with me.
Okay, finish strong.
Thank you. Because that's what I always tell my kids, man. It ain't where you started, so you got to finish strong.
All right, man.
I'm just trying to tell you that we are fiercely proud of who we are. We are who we are because of those wonderful people that came here before us who made that city that you just saw there in those images, what it was. As the people find us and migrate here from up north and from places
Everywhere.
Caribbean and
Yeah.
island nations and wherever they're coming from, it's incumbent upon us to hold fast and hold dear those memories and keep talking about them. You know, they say you die twice. Once when you die, and once when the last person
Says your name.
says your name.
Yep.
And what I feel like here on the Tampa Native Show, as one of the hosts, the executive producers, is that I've got to keep mentioning her name, and I've got to keep reminding everybody how special it was here. Because, as we know, Tampa is morphing into Tampa Bay little by little. And I say, over my dead body, it's just not going to happen. So, if I have to be the keeper of the stories and the keeper of the secrets, so be it. And that's what we do here at the Tampa Native Show. Stevie, chime in, man. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I say no way Tampa Bay for sure.
Hey, that's my boy right there.
But no, I agree. I mean, it's important that we're preserving these memories, and 100 years from now, people will be able to watch these shows from the USF Library.
That's right.
And see how Tampa was back, in this time period, and actually going back 30 years or 40 years before that. Otherwise, how would they know, if you think about it?
They wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know.
Well, we used to refer to it as the Tampa Bay area whenever we talked about the different, like Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Brandon, Sarasota. That was the Tampa Bay area.
And
but now they've dropped area, and it's just
Tampa Bay.
Tampa,
and even before that, it used to be the St. Pete Clearwater, Tampa St. Pete Clearwater area.
Right.
Tampa St. Pete Clearwater.
Right.
Tampa St. Pete Clearwater. I wish the powers that be, maybe. I mean, if wishes were, what's the saying? If wishes were
horses,
beggars would ride, right? Or the other one I like to say, if my mother had a mustache, she'd be my father. But that's another story altogether.
I think your mother would like that very much.
No. But the truth of the matter is, Tampa's unique history stands alone and should be highlighted alone. We would be remiss and a little bit derelict in our duty, and certainly we wouldn't be paying tribute to our grandparents and our great-grandparents if we didn't fight for that recognition and that honor, you know, of standalone being Tampa, because Tampa is special. Don't let anybody ever tell you that it isn't.
Right.
It really
We are
is.
who we are.
Yeah.
We are Tampeños because of those wonderful people that came before us, that taught us the value system, and created those images that you saw there in that wonderful video, highlighted by that wonderful song that means so much to all of us.
Yes, thank you, Mike. For
Mike
that
Baluha.
song.
Mike Baluha.
All
So,
those mom and pops.
so what's the takeaway? What's the takeaway?
Well,
For you, Stevie, what's the takeaway?
for me, it's
personally?
just it's a feeling of satisfaction that we are in a position where we can preserve these memories.
Yeah,
Yes,
boy.
And
absolutely.
to me, that's the biggest thing, and it's worth the effort. We do it, pretty much without pay. Our own time, our own.
Totally without pay.
We put in a good 20, 25 hours a week on the side.
Sure we do.
To make this work.
Yeah.
So,
We have to keep
it's
sharing the
rewarding.
memories.
So is that a shout out to all of our sponsors?
That's
Shall
true.
we say
Thank
at this
you.
point very
Yes,
much
let's not
thank
forget
you to
our wonderful
sponsors,
sponsors
Right,
that have
right.
been with us forever.
who the list is very
Yes.
long and profound.
And we love all of you.
Right.
We really do. We really appreciate everyone's help
Fans
that's been
and
a
sponsors.
sponsor.
I mean, there
Joe
are
and
those-
Sons olive oil.
Of course, Caracolillo
and
Coffee,
Caracolillo
PJ
Coffee.
Testa, La Septima
Yes.
Cafe, the list
Right.
is long, the Columbia
Yeah.
Restaurant, the Colonnade,
Right.
all of these wonderful, wonderful, Alvin Magnin Jewelers, South Tampa Chiropractic, all of these, we don't want to leave anybody out, all of these wonderful sponsors that have helped us because they also understand the value of our history
Right.
and preserving that history.
Right.
Stevie said it right, it's an awesome responsibility.
Yeah.
It's an awesome responsibility, not one we take lightly, and one we actually revel in. Because, when you're driving around and you're stuck in traffic and you're cursing the day that you were ever born,
So much traffic.
because the traffic is horrific.
You think of that video.
And you're going down Dale Mabry and you're going, whatever happened to the pizza parlor,
Right.
what happened to Mirabella's Seafood, and where's Highlight, and all the things that were
Yeah.
the touchstones that made us
Who we are.
and the armory, we talked about it at the top of the show, and the wrestling and so on and so forth. These were identifiers.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Al Lopez Field, the Cincinnati Reds, who are no longer here. Now we have Yankeetown, where it used to be Redsland.
Musicians.
I'm just saying.
Oh, plenty of musicians.
I'm just
yeah.
saying. It's important. So, what are we asking of our fans? What are we asking of our True Blue fans? We know you're going to be there. We're asking of all of our fans. Send us your email address, please. goodtimes@tampanativeshow.com.
Right.
See, you got it wrong too.
I know, sometimes I do.
How about
Sometimes I
just
talk so
me.
much. goodtimes@tampanativeshow.com.
Do have a quick email here from
Please.
Edie Courtney Strickland.
Oh, Edie
she,
Courtney
She
Strickland.
responded to
Hi,
our
Edie.
call. Thank you, Edie. She writes her favorite shows were the Mark Beato Show, Rodney Justo, Mike Graham. For future shows, she would suggest musicians, bands, performers from the Tampa area.
There's so many.
Also, maybe a West Tampa show. Have we done a West Tampa show? I don't think we have.
Well, we've had so many West Tampa.
We've had West Tampa. We've had residents
Yes,
of West Tampa.
yeah.
We've highlighted West Tampa through guys like Mark Barrow.
Yeah, but
but
not
a show
basic, yeah.
on West Tampa.
You know
Yeah.
what we did too
We've
for a
actually
while?
had city council people.
Which was really good. We kind of branched off about maybe a year ago, and we started doing the neighborhood shows.
Yeah,
Remember
those were good.
Temple
Yeah,
Terrace,
right.
Town and Country,
Yeah.
Wellswood.
That was wonderful.
We called
and
it the
well
neighborhood,
received.
the neighborhood series. we
Right.
called it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
was
we
good.
got lots of work to
Yeah.
do, ladies and gentlemen. We
Thank
have
you,
lots
Edie.
of work to do.
Thank you, Edie.
Thank you to all of our fans. Thank you, Edie. Did she give us her number?
And she said, have a great summer. I asked her for her Belita number. Let's see if she sent it.
She didn't send it? Shall we assign her one?
14.
Ah, there it is.
No,
14.
She just wrote back 14. Thank you, Edie.
Stevie, you know who wore
Thanks.
number 14 at Highlight?
Was
I
that
don't.
Laka?
No, Laka was 35.
Soriano?
No, we had him on our show.
Oh, Rufino.
Rufino wore number
I'll be
14.
darned.
Yep, absolutely.
I loved Highlight.
Joaquin was 28. Number 37 was Mondra.
Mondra.
And number 15 was Javi. Why do I remember? Because Highlight was such an amazing
And you worked there.
part of our life. Yeah, we can do that just before we sign off the air. Listen, we got about 2 minutes to go, you say?
And we have 15-second
2
video
minutes to
too,
go.
Mark.
Wow. So let's go ahead and draw this Bolita number right quick.
Let's not
Lucky
forget
winner
the Nandy.
tonight's going to win this book, Live Your Dream by Charlie Sousa, 15-minute girl.
15-minute girl.
Sure.
Johnny, get in there.
Try,
Get in there closest to without going over.
try to find the frozen one.
There it is.
Oh my, 62.
62.
So,
So nobody went over 62, so
No.
is 37 the
one to
highest?
Yes, 37 is the highest.
Robert Gonzalez.
Robert Gonzalez.
Robert
Congratulations.
Gonzalez is
Dun,
the
dun,
epitome
dun,
of you can't
dun.
win unless you get in.
That's it.
And he always gets in. Robert, good luck and good
Do we have 15
Good
seconds
reading.
to play that video? Salute and happy days?
15 seconds. Play that video right quick, Becky. We'll come back on the backside and say our goodbyes.
Well, Merry Christmas,
Enjoy
everyone.
this.
This is Andy Hardy here with Manuel Biro for Valencia Garden Restaurant. Manuel, let's get it off with a
Salute
big
and
salute,
happy-
huh?
Salute and happy days, 1800. Yes.
I stepped on his line.
And that's how we end our show
Isn't
each
that
and every
great?
week because it is something that is
It's apropos.
Stevie, closing words?
Well, I just want to say this summer hiatus is going to be a little bit of a break for us. It's going to be well-deserved, and
We're gonna
we're going
enjoy
to come
it.
back stronger, so stay
On
tuned.
behalf of everybody that puts this show together, I speak for my wife and myself. Stevie, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
Thank you
everything.
for everything you do.
Thank
Salute
You
and
too,
happy
you too.
days. We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Natives Show.